Hi everyone, let me show you what I've been working on the last couple days. This was a biggie. Now I'm putting the second layer of slats on. You can see over here I had all these, I think they were 3-inch slats going that way. Over here they were going this way, and I put these a little bit opposite of them. I probably should have showed you before I did too many. And then I'm going to do that all the way to the front. And just to show you on this side here, basically the slats are like this, and you can see how these are. So I'm going to have these going like this, kind of layer them that way, so they're kind of overlaying and the joints aren't meeting at the same places. Now you might be wondering, why is that white? Well, I'm using mostly all my repurposed wood. This is wood from other projects. Pretty much the entire boat, except for those large pieces of plywood here, were repurposed from other places. This, if you recall, when I first started making the full-size plans for my boat outside, what I did was I painted some plywood white and made it a tabletop, and then I drew the plans. As you can still see some of the different things. I traced out my plans on this paper so I could cut the full-size frames. Well, since then I've taken the table apart. Parts of the table are my strong back for this and my frame for this boat, and this is the tabletop. Of course it's not, you can see over there it's painted on one side, the other sides are raw wood. So I'll be putting this all on, gluing it all together, and then afterwards, before I put any kind of epoxy or anything, I'm going to sand all the white paint off. Figure it'd be easier to do it while it's on the boat, and I'll be able to see any gaps and stuff to fix. So that's where I am now. So I'm going to continue working on this. This is just putting the pieces on. They haven't been glued yet. I'm just measuring them. I'm going to cut the top and the bottom, and then I'm going to go ahead and get the epoxy all set, which is right here heating up. I get them in front of my heater because it's been cold in here and they've been in here all winter, so I'm getting them warmed up, ready to go. And I'm going to make myself a nice thickened epoxy and glue that side here, and if I have enough plywood, glue this side here as well. I'll show you when I get further along. I'm mixing some West System hardener and epoxy resin. And I'm going to put some adhesive filler inside of it also. I might have mixed way too much this time. This is making it lumpy. I'm trying to go not quite peanut butter, but a little bit thinner so I can spread it. I feel it getting warm already. You gotta move fast with this stuff. I'm already dripping it all over the side of the boat. Let's see. little thicker would have been nice. I think I'm going to get it like this and maybe make the rest of it thicker afterwards. Getting hot in here. I can feel the heat on my hand. Trying to fill in the crack at the top. This way if the wood overlaps it, I'm not going to have to worry about it later. There we go. So, I used up pretty much all of it, which is what I wanted to do. And I'll try to spread it out as fairly evenly as I can. And now it's time to put on the wood. I got them all numbered with screws in them, so I don't have to do so much work. Well, some screws in them. Okay. I'm going to take the glue off this here so I don't get it all over the drill. What I do is drill it in a little bit so I can find the previous hole right there, where she started. I didn't put screws in all the bottom holes. I gotta get those ready. So what I'm doing right here is I'm putting some screws in the empty holes that I hadn't already prepared before. And it's great to have the screws already set up in all the holes before I'm ready. This way I can just take the piece of wood, slide it on the smoothness of the boat until I find the hole that was pre-drilled when I set it up earlier. And because it's hard to find exactly where to put it when everything's all white and slippery and you can't see the wood anymore. So this way here I'm going to have the same holes. One of the main reasons why I want the same holes is because by having too many holes, you're going to start splitting the wood. I noticed when I got way up towards the end of the keelson, towards the bow, that I was having a little bit too much splitting, and I was kind of worrying about it. Now the other problem is, because there's several layers, when you go to screw in some of these screws, it might not be connecting to something really solid. So I'll put the screws, I notice especially at the bottom here, I'll put the screw in, and instead of really catching on, it just kind of spins. So what I've been doing here, you probably saw me a little earlier, where it spins and I see I want to put another screw, I'll just take my pencil and make a mark to come back and pre-drill another screw, because I want to pre-drill them all before I put them in. I should have made the epoxy a little bit thicker. I mean, it's going to be fine as soon as it dries, but it was kind of running down the side of the boat, as you can see. Of course, I put it a little bit thicker at the front than I did the back of it. And one last piece, and the puzzle is complete. Well, anyways, you get the idea. It's got the smoothness. I fixed up the other side. I glued that one earlier, and I did a couple tricks there. I actually put some shim underneath to make it pop out a little bit more where it was sunken in. And where it was coming out, I sanded the underlayer down, and that side looks perfect. And it's all glued and screwed. And this one was good already. So when it's all done, I'll give you a show. We'll see you then. So there you have it. The bendy part, or the curved part of the Panga, all cut out, fitted, glued, and screwed. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye now.